up, Warrior? Welcome back to Daily Wisdom. Today, I'm going to give some tips on how to capture and ride the wave of momentum in your business. And if that sounds like something interesting to you, put a 1 in the comments below. And if you're not subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe. It'd be super, super cool. And good morning. Great to see you. But momentum's a fancy word in business, right? Like, who doesn't want momentum in your business? And momentum means that there's growth that happens that you can't account for. Momentum is this magic word that if you've ever watched sports, it's like something just happens where if you're, let's say we're doing basketball, all the shots just go in. Things are just on an upswing. Like, you want to be on the good side of momentum. But many times you might not be the one to create it. But if you're able to seek out momentum and you're able to know what to do to ride those waves, then you're going to be able to help you and your business be able to flourish. So how does that all work? Well, in our company right now, there's a lot of momentum going on. And to be honest, the momentum wasn't started from me. Right? My ego could say, oh man, that'd be nice. But ego is the greatest enemy of where you want to go to. And I'm not here for an ego thing, right? We're here to be able to win. We're here to be able to impact. We're here to be able to transform. So when we take a look at other people winning, you hear stories like Robin Peroni making $50,000 in her first 100 days. Right? You hear stories of Greg and Lanika Scott, who in their first month hit what's called chairperson level 2, the fastest ever. You see momentum within our team in the Warrior movement. I just made a post with Eva Chavez. She was able in the last couple of weeks be able to enroll 3 new partners, a brand new customer. She was so excited that one of her partners actually already enrolled another partner. You know, it's like, wow, that's so cool, right? When you see these types of momentums, know what to do to be able to capture them, because it's hard to come by. Momentum is one of those things. There's a lot of variables that need to go into it. So what do? Well, understand momentum first starts as a belief. It's a state of mind, right? The actions and the results come as a byproduct of the beliefs that you have. So any single time that there's momentum, it means that whoever was the one to start it, they're thinking a certain way. So the first thing that we need to do is whoever that you're seeing have momentum in their business, applaud them, celebrate them, be grateful that that's happening. Can you truly be happy for others that are winning? So for example, when I see them make a post about their wins, I want to genuinely comment back. Hey, good for you. Great for you. You know why? Well, number one, when you have momentum yourself, who here will want a lot of people cheering for you, right? Put a 2 in the comments if you like that to happen for you. But also understand that if you're grateful and you're excited and genuinely happy about someone else's success, what that also means is that you're aligning your philosophies with theirs. Understand gratitude. If you're grateful for the good that's happening for others, that means that you're already expecting that to be able to happen for you as well too, right? So an outward excitedness that's going to happen, and know that that's also going to be able to happen for you. So you take into your mind and you take into your heart this attitude of gratitude and hook yourself up to them, right? Have conversations with them. One thing I'm doing, you're seeing, is I also share their stories. I share their stories all the time. I love that my friends are doing well. And you know what I'm doing? Then I'm riding that wave. So I'm sharing their stories onto my social media. I'm sharing those stories in my posts. I'm sharing those stories as I'm sharing it to my team. How about for you? Are you taking advantage of these stories that you didn't have to create? Right? We talk about in our training that you don't have to be the one with the story, but if you know how to sell the story better than them, that's even better as well too. So be grateful for the wins that are happening, but also be able to leverage those stories, leverage them, bring them onto your calls, have them onto your opportunities, right? I love one of our teammates, Judy Chen. She is out there in United Kingdom and she's kind of by herself, but she's doing an amazing job by getting other people's stories onto her platform. She's actually doing live interviews, for example, of people that are crushing it. I'm like, that's wise, right? So how do you ride the wave of momentum? Be grateful for others and celebrate other people's victories genuinely. Number two, find ways to share their stories and leverage their stories on your social media into your conversations. Like have them on the call, maybe even talk to them, right? Ask them, right? If they're making it happen, then just peek behind the veil, see what's actually happening. Take their belief, take their stories, and then the last thing would be this is also take notes on their actions. Take notes on what's working. Now, you don't have to copy them exactly. Every single person's going to do their business in a different way. But if you see somebody crushing it at a high level, evaluate their mind state and then evaluate what they're doing. And I'd be observant. I'd be looking at their copywriting, for example. I'd be looking at their verbiage. I'd be looking at they carry themselves. I remember when I was learning from my mentors, what I would take notes on, yes, of course, take notes on what they say. But you know what I was really taking notes on? How they say it. How do they carry themselves? How did they talk? How did they walk? How do they express themselves? And I thought to myself, how do I not just copy them and be a carbon copy? How do I take the principles and the patterns that I'm seeing in those that are winning and apply it to myself and my own uniqueness as well too? Put a 3 in the comments below if that makes sense to you. Emulate, don't copy. Be inspired, but don't try to be just like them. Think how they think, and then be able to take notes on the things that they're doing the way that they're doing them. You might want to take a note on their strategies. For example, I noticed that Greg and Lanika Scott, these people that went chairperson level 2 in their first month, they're very big on focusing on one product. And they actually took these noni pouches, for example. They took a bottle of this amazing product and they broke it up into these pouches, and they're actually retailing and reselling them. And they're making a healthy retail profit. I'm like, that's interesting. And you know what I'm doing? I'm like, all right, maybe that's one strategy I can implement or teach other people to be able to implement as well too, right? What are they doing? The saying is, if you do what they do the way that they do it, then you're going to make what they make. Right? So how do you ride the wave of momentum? I get inspired and I adopt their belief. I know that if they're winning, that I can win as well too. I then take notes on the things that they're doing and the way that they're doing them. And here's the last thing. I think this is super important. And I want to warn us against this as well too. In areas of momentum, especially when we see other people crushing it, what most people do is they get attracted by that. They get attracted by the shiny object. And what they say is, oh, let me not do my game. Let me go do what they're doing. It's kind of like in the stock market. If you've ever seen a frenzy of people investing, when they start to see some people invest and they're making money, whether it's crypto or stocks or real estate, this is where people fall into a wrong place. Instead of thinking critically, they just stop their game and then they try to hop over there and they just copy the moves. And you know what happens is that because they didn't put in the thought to how to apply it into their own circumstance and they just simply just ran based off of emotion, they end up making bad decisions. And that ends up leading into bad investing. Who here has ever seen anybody, or maybe you've experienced it yourself, that jumped the gun just because out of emotion and you made a decision that ended up being a bad one, right? I won't ask you to comment, but I've done that before. So here's the last thing that I do. When you see momentum happening and you're catching that, you're catching the belief, the strategies, the little details, take it back to the game that you're playing and apply it and double down on the thing that you're already building. The reality is this, is that everybody has a game that they're playing, and anybody that's doing anything of massive value is because they've been diligent with their build. They've been diligent with their system. They've been diligent on continually getting better with the thing that they're doing. Another analogy is this. If you're playing sports and let's say you're in basketball and you see somebody in football do an amazing thing, The wrong move is to say, I need to go play football and not basketball now. The right move is to say, wow, they're winning in their sport. Let me go win in my sport. So warriors, in our business, for example, what I'm doing, I'm doubling down on our system. I'm doubling down on our fast start. I'm doubling down on my DMOs every single day. I'm expecting that we're going to win. I'm focused on the U+2. I'm focused on using and sharing the product. I'm focused on posting on social. I'm focused on personally developing. I'm focused on attending and growing events like our next PXP event in Orlando and in Netherlands. I'm focused on doing my pipeline, sharing the product, sharing the business, and duplicating that further. So I'm taking the inspiration from momentum. I'm chiseling in any strategies that I can use and apply into the system that I'm building, and I'm maintaining the course that I know is going to win the game. Play your game well. Don't try to play someone else's game. Get inspired by them and double down on what you're already doing. So warriors, I hope that makes sense. It's an exciting time within our business right now. People are winning. And maybe that's you already. Double down. If it's not you, then take these notes so that you can be winning as well too. Let's be bolder. Let's go out there. Let's go transform lives, and let's go play our game and master that and double down. So if you received this today, put a 2 in the comments below. And by the way, if you're not in the warrior movement, you're curious about what's going on here, and you're like, this sounds exciting, I don't know exactly what's happening, but I'd love to be a part of that. We're looking and we're expanding. We're scouting for talent right now. So fill out, there's a form that says work with me. Feel free to comment on that, whether in the bio, in the caption, or whatever, or shoot me a message and let's chat. And there's going to be some great things that are going on. All right. Other than that, let's have an awesome rest of the day. Let's end this Friday strong.